Salvation Army of Nampa is set to open its overnight shelter next week after months of uncertainty. The nonprofit wanted to open its doors last fall, but they couldn't because it didn't have enough money or qualified staff available. Abby Davis went out to the shelter today, and Abby's staff are relieved the families in need will soon have another place to go.
Brian, the Salvation Army of Nampa is no stranger to financial hardship. Captain Allison Struck says they still do everything they can to support their community.
We would love to get back to the place where there is enough funding.
The Nampa Salvation Army wants to help as many people as possible.
He found his teddy, huh?
No matter what its budget looks like.
The expenses keep increasing, and so the Salvation Army, along with the other nonprofits that we serve alongside in our community, have to keep pressing through.
Captain Allison Struck says the shelter recently extended its daytime hours.
It had been our plan to do that anyway, but we pushed all of that up in a response.
Since they weren't able to open the overnight family shelter in November as planned.
It's hard. I have children of my own. I don't like to think of children from anyone's family sleeping in unsustainable places.
Thankfully, Struck says they'll start taking in families likely on the 14th.
We will be open at this point through the end of April.
She says the overnight shelter's opening was delayed after several financial hits and subsequent hiring issues.
The Salvation Army hasn't been able to use as much government funding as we might be able to in other states. Our annual kettle campaign ended up around $5,000, $10,000 short this year.
The city of Nampa also didn't renew a grant for the Salvation Army after an audit.
The city felt like the findings that they had on some differences in how we had our policies written represented a concern for them.
A city spokesperson said in an email the grant is competitive and council members will consider an alternative source of funding later this month.
What do you have to eat? Is it yummy?
Despite the obstacles, Struck says she's excited to finally start welcoming families.
We keep moving forward, knowing that getting open even a little bit later than we anticipated is still going to be a real blessing to the families that come in next week.
Once the overnight shelter opens and all the staff is onboarded, Struck says they'll open the day shelter 7 days a week instead of 6. They might be able to keep the overnight shelter open past April if they get enough money. She says all donations help no matter how small. Brian?
Those iconic kettles, I mean, they are iconic. It's too bad to hear that they were about $5,000 to $10,000 short this season. That's unfortunate. Thank you very much, Abby.